Good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, October 16, 2018. You're listening to RadioFreeRadford.com. I'm Dustin Staples, your host for this morning. We're setting things outside with beautiful cloudy skies. We did have some sun this morning, but unfortunately that's all going to come to an end, though, as you're stepping out and about across campus. You're listening to RadioFreeRadford.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Radio Free Radford. Like us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm sorry, you don't like us. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Radio Free Raddy and Radio Free Radford on Instagram. This morning, we're starting things off with mostly to partly cloudy skies. We'll be seeing the sunshine not making much an appearance today, with a temperature at 68 degrees with a overnight low of 46. We'll be seeing this pretty much take across the area today. It's all part of another front coming through that is going to get our temperatures starting to cool back down again as we head towards the end of the week. We could talk about some possible frost out there later in the week, especially in the Friday morning, because our temperature in the morning will be dropping to the upper 30s out there in parts of the New River Valley and here at Radford. So anyway, that's something to keep a close eye on. So if you're planning to drive here, if you do drive here from campus and you're trying to get something going, just keep in mind you'll be needing the ice scraper for possibly early Thursday and Friday morning, as our temperatures will be dropping to the upper 30s and mid-30s possibly in some parts of the viewing area. So that's something to keep a close eye on, because New River Valley, I should say. Anyway, it is October, and we're seeing this cold pattern start to stick around for quite a while. And just get used to it, folks, because the cold air is here to stick around and stay for a good while, it's looking like now. Now, if you're trying to plan some events tonight, the Blacksburg Master Choral will be playing at 7:30. It is free admission, and you can find them over at the Covington Center Performance Hall. And that's something, if you're trying to plan out your evening today, you can head over there, or you can head over to the guitar ensemble, the Hispanic. This is Hispanic Heritage Month, and you could listen to some free guitar ensemble music. That is at 7:30 with free admission, and that is located in the Herbert Center Auditorium, or also known as the Bonnie Auditorium, as you're coming in past the game room, past the little restaurant right there. Then it's next door over to that. And so if you're interested in some music tonight, you can head over there. And also the Lamere project is also taking place. That you have to pay for that. That price is unknown, but you do have to pay for a little bit of admission for that. And that's also that's in the Piedmire Playhouse near Porterfield Hall, and that's also at 7:30. So if you're planning to do anything this evening related to music or go see something, it's good to see you right there as well. Now, obviously, a lot of you all are probably curious to see if the cold air is here, but where's the snow? Well, actually, over the weekend, parts of West Virginia did pick up some snow out there. Parts of Snowshoe Mountain and Greenbrier Resort picked up about an inch or so of snow that fell down. And obviously, the temperatures being so cold up there, they're actually able to make their own snow at the resort. If you like to go skiing and snowboarding and stuff, it'd be best place to go during the winter break and maybe get some ski and instead of shredding in the road, you can go shred some snow in the mountains if you like that type of stuff for skiing or snowboarding. Either way, it does go. And you've also noticed our leaves are finally starting to pop out here around campus. I noticed that last night. I was out and about with a project I was working on, and I noticed some of the leaves were starting to finally make that reddish orange looking color to some of the trees out there. Mostly maple trees is what I'm seeing. And so you'll be seeing a lot of that happen over the next several weeks, thanks to the cool temperature sticking around for quite a while. And those will be good to get some picture taken for sure. Now, if you're planning to head across the Blue Ridge Parkway, maybe if you head Route 11 through Floyd County, you may be able to see some more colors popping up there. And now if you head towards the mountains further north and west of our area, you will for sure see the color change occur as it is doing so. And again, it is the time of the year, and thankfully for the cooler temperatures and the temperatures cooling off at night, this is what it needs, because it sort of gets that feel to it, and it can make the transition from these greenish colors over to these beautiful yellow, excuse me folks, this yellow, orange, reddish color. And it's just beautiful to see out there this time of year. And speaking of which, if you have not got your pumpkin, so if you want to go get you a pumpkin, Sinkland Farms, this is down the street here, and you can go down there and pick up a pumpkin, go get lost on a corn maze, maybe, I don't know. And you can do that. They've got hay rides, just a great amount of activities for the family. And maybe if you want to take a group of friends down there this weekend, you can do that as well. It's also family weekend here too. So it's we got a busy weekend ahead for us here at Radford. And if you're planning to invite your family to come up, just tell them to maybe bring a possible rain jacket for Saturday, because it looks like we'll be seeing some rain showers passing by on Saturday. Temperatures will be in the 50s, lows in the mid-40s out there. So we're telling you, this cooler air is starting to finally arrive. It is finally here to stay. It's looking like I don't portray any more big warm-ups in the future. And I told you yesterday, maybe occasionally we may get 1 or 2 80 degrees or so. And but I don't think that's likely to occur anymore, because the cold air is finally in place. And it would take our jet stream a massive turnaround in order to get something like that, because of how far we already now, of how far we're now into fall. And we also, a couple of years ago, I'm sure you all recall, here in Virginia, we had that, 78 degrees on Christmas Day, and then thunderstorms, and then obviously the week and a half or 2 weeks later, we got a nice snowstorm. So, and just letting you know that it can get hot around here on Christmas. But I know this past Christmas, I should say, it was cold and windy for sure. It was, I think it was in the 30s for highs, and lows in the teens and single digits. So that's just, weather is a very interesting topic, and the reason I got into it, because it's something different, and kind of rare that somebody like that gets in that position. You always hear folks, they want to be a pharmacist or a fire and EMS personnel or something in the criminal justice field, or I don't know, someone maybe wanted to go in manufacturing. Engineering is a big one right now, STEM fields. Science, so that sort of follows under the STEM department, with weather being under meteorology. So that's something kind of unique there. And you also have your STEM, which basically stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. Or you also have STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And so you have those STEM and STEAM fields. Say that twice, 5 times, and you can get that going from right there. So if you have an interest in those type of fields, that's also good. And some of the jobs, obviously they pay well. So I'm not going to get into the pay raises to any of the jobs of that, but you know what I'm talking about, folks. So anyway, we have our almanac here in front of me this morning. If you get this is the old Farmer's Almanac. This is the one that's got Benjamin Franklin and Robert Thomas. Those, helped sort of create this book here. And these are always good things to look at. They not only have, weather forecasting stuff. You can find some good recipes in here. You can also, they take you good days to go fishing maybe, or to plant your plant or get a haircut, like I really need to get one too, and get that planned out too. But they also, if you flip into the calendar section of where the weather gives its predictions of what it thinks is going to happen, and then one of the pages, this is the calendar resort. It always has a little saying on the right-hand side. I want to read it for you. It says, foliage freaks and flocks of geese encounter rain and chills. And then it's going to be followed by, undeterred, both bus and bird press on to yonder hills, where maple pose for selfie splendors till snow proclaims the game is ended. So basically, it kind of foreshadows the entire 50 states of the United States, and parts of that, we have our foliage peaking right now. We have been seeing the chili. We've been seeing the rain take apart. We've been seeing the birds and some of the squirrels starting to gather up their food for hibernation coming up this winter. And it says snow towards the end of the month. Will we see snow? My goodness, I don't know. We don't have to wait and see. But some areas, like we said, Snowshoe Mountain picked up some snow. Now the Rockies are getting slammed with snow right now. Actually, they picked up about last weekend. They broke a record, I think. Parts of there and even parts in Canada, they picked about 15 inches just in a 1 day time frame. So anyway, just going to show the power of the creation of weather, and it's just a unique thing out there. It's just very, very awesome. Alrighty, folks, we're getting to that time again. We're going to start wrapping things up this morning on this delightful Tuesday. If you're trying to plan your weekend and trying to figure out what movies are playing around here, if you're going to be heading to the Bonnie, this is an event sponsored by Our Space, and last week we had the gentleman here from the education and the diversity part of Our Space that came on, and they seem to do a lot of stuff, and they're located on the second floor in the Bonnie. If you're interested in getting involved with them, as well as many other involvement with extracurricular type things, just head upstairs just on the second floor of the Bonnie and get more information. So this weekend they're going to be playing, if you love the Disney series, I don't know who does it, The Incredibles, but The Incredibles 2 will be playing this weekend over there in the Bonnie Auditorium. Excuse me if I can talk this morning, and you can check that out. And also coming up today here on the show, if you have not visited RadioFreeRadford.com, normally I would announce every person, but there are just so many people, so we have to, we're very excited. This team is expanding. Here's what we can tell you is kind of the show. Coming up in about 45 minutes or so, we'll have Corey Denbow from 11 to 12. You can catch Allison Shiner and Jesse Taylor. They'll do their collaboration show between 1 and 1:30. And then coming up at 2 today, you'll have Virginia Jacobs between 2 to 2:30. And all followed by her, after her, you'll have Carl Miles from 3:30 to 4, and then you'll have, I'm sorry, wow, I kind of just skipped over two other people, Roderick and Derek Owen. The Owen brothers will be here today from 3 to 3. Then you can go check Carl Miles between 3:30 and 4, and then looks like that will wrap up the shows this week today. And tune back in tomorrow. I'll have two gentlemen here that are doing comical fiction stories. So yeah, so if you like this type of stuff, or you're listening tomorrow, this is going to be a good show. Kind of interested in some of the material they've been working on the past couple of months, and they'll give us a little bit of insight of what goes inside of writing comical fiction and everything like that of that nature. So anyway, we hope you make it a great Tuesday. I know it's dreary out there, but kind of, stay upbeat and stay positive like we always do. We encourage you to stay. Positivity is always the good remedy. And hey, there you go. You can catch that saying. How about that? Positivity is the good remedy around here as well. We hope you make it a great day and continue to listen to great hits on RadioFreeRadford.com.